Good morning. Thank you for tuning to Madeleine's Designs. This morning, it's a rainy day, so I wanted to try to do some beading today and just record it so that it can be viewed from your home at any time. What I'm doing today, since Valentine's coming up, I wanted to make a coral bracelet. This one I made some time back. So I wanted to do one that has a clasp. This one is a stretchy one. So it's just going to be a red bracelet, red bamboo bracelet. First, my tools. I'll go away from the screen, but I'll come back later. My tools. This is my toolbox. This is where I keep my pliers that I'll be using throughout. I do use the beading wire that in this case is pre-cut. It should be enough to make our bracelet. In our box I have the cutting pliers, as you can see, cutting pliers. I carry the flat nose pliers. I have the round nose pliers for different uses. Chain nose pliers. The crimp plier. And lastly, the crimp cover plier. Okay, so let me take that out of the way. In this piece of wire is an excess, so I'm recycling. I'll take off something that was previously put here. Now that I have my wire, I like to see the beads that I'll be using. I typically use either a planning board or just a flat surface where I can see clearly how my design will turn out. Right now it's sideways, but it'll still be useful. These are smaller chunky nuggets of coral, bamboo coral. So I'll have to decide whether I will be putting findings in between or if I just want to make it an all red. As I select my beads, I contemplate those things. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it takes approximately 10 beads to cover an average wrist. So more or less this would be the look with a clasp at both ends. I have recently acquired the magnetic clasp, so I want to try to do that on this project. I like the idea that this won't have something in between, just that it's a solid red. So let me see if this works out or if I need to add additional beads. I always tend to keep a little bit of an excess bead just in case I change my mind. I like to have handy the pieces, so 5 extra pieces. Let's see how it goes from here. Okay, we take our wire. The first thing I like to do with the wire is, once I can grab it, is fasten one of the areas, one of the sides, so that my beads don't slip out. I will use additional tools or materials. In this case, I will bring out my 2 caps for my crimps. Crimps are a small tube of metal that we use to fasten each end so that it doesn't come off. First, I put in my crimp. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just sliding my little crimp in there. I need to make sure that I have my crimp, my clasp. And these are magnetic, so they kind of stick to everything. So in that end that I'm trying to fasten so that my beads don't slide off when I start beading, I basically do a fold, put the crimp bead, it's a bead, it's just called a crimp bead, however you want to call it. Once you make you're ready to make your crimp or squish it, you put it in your pliers and follow the instructions so that you create that. It's a little fastener there. Once that's done, I like to leave it as finished as possible. So I will add the crimp cover. So it is like a little Pac-Man. So you make the little Pac-Man take a bite of the crimp, and with your pliers you close your little Pac-Man into a circle, and it takes only one quick crimp or clasp or one quick squeeze of your plier to make that little Pac-Man close, and you end up with this, a little bead next to the clasp. So what I just do is very simple. Just put your beads through. Nothing extra hard. Just a simple repetitious activity, but it's soothing. It keeps your mind away from anything else that may be going through your head. It's a relaxing activity. I've been doing beading for quite some time now. I don't do it every day, but I do schedule time to get it done because it's just really liberating. If you have quiet time, then this is just something that you can do. And at the end of your beading session, you have a wonderful piece of jewelry that you've created, and you haven't thought of any positive or negative thoughts, just your beading, you and your beading. So it looks like I'm going to need a few more. Let's see here. I have an average wrist. Oh, okay, maybe that was too much. So I like to size it with my wrist and keep an eye to make sure that I have just the right amount of beads and that I'm not exceeding. Well, it looks like this one will cover if you can see it. So I will repeat the same thing that I did at the other end. I put my crimp bead, I slide the clasp in, then I enclose or fold over the excess of my wire and just reduce that excess so that it gets closer. I use my pliers sometimes to make it as closer as I can so that it's not so visible, the wire. Let's see. it is a little tricky because the beads will tend to slide, and even though it's a simple project, you want to make sure that you don't have too much excess, but you have enough so that they can move freely and not be super tight on you. Okay, well, I fight with my magnet. I'll tighten this. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now that I have that, I can use my crimp pliers to squash my crimp bead and make a permanent crimp there so that the beads don't fall out. I follow to the next notch to make it even tighter, and now I've crimped it. I will put in my cover, which is like a little Pac-Man, and that little Pac-Man will go over the crimp, and you'll be able to see only a small round bead. I will use my crimp pliers to secure that little Pac-Man and make sure it doesn't go away. It fell out. This is usually very smooth and easy, but sometimes it will require your patience because the parts are small, so you want to give them a small squeeze there and get it done slowly but surely. Okay, I have closed my crimp cover or Miss Pac-Man, however you want to call it, and I've finished. You can see my it was a little snug, but there you go, my bracelet now completed. If I feel that it's too tight, I will go back and release something, but no, it looks to be pretty good. It'll just be just my size, or it will not be too loose. It'll just be just the right size for this wrist. I hope you enjoy this messy but quick video of it's a bamboo bracelet with a magnetic clasp. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to tune and like Madeleine's Designs on Facebook. Thanks. Bye bye.